Broken Dragon Link, or Hieratics? What's up guys, Ape here, and today I have an update to my Hieratic Dragon deck profile. Well, not much has really changed on this deck profile really. There may be some new cards maybe you can play in the new Ghosts from the Past, depending whenever this comes out, if it's come out by then. But besides the point, like I said, we have an update to Hieratic Dragons. I've just taken like maybe 1 or 2 cards, and I've added a new card that you can use now in the deck that came out in Rise of the Duelist, which is funny that it can help out a deck like this. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So obviously for this deck, we're gonna try to go more Synchro-y based compared to like maybe a regular Dragon Link deck profile. You know, we want to do this our yugioh stuff and all that stuff. So that's just more about the strategy for this. Just kind of like a all-in kind of deck. We don't play any hand traps, and I believe the main deck's 44 if I counted correctly. But yeah, so we'll start with the triple Hieratic Dragon of E set. So usually this would be your like normal summon, because once you have your other, either your level 5 or your level 6 in your hand as well, your normal summon this, you can tribute it, special summon the other guy from your hand, and then that way you can get your vanilla tuners from the hand deck or graveyard. But now, instead of even though we run, you know, three of the Hieratics, we do play like I said, the new card that we play. It will help you get into these cards a lot easier, I would like to say. So yeah, but E-set's good because, like I said, that's gonna be your normal summon of the deck. You want, hopefully, if you have the other Hieratic Dragons in your hand, you tribute it off, and you get basically two monsters for 1 or whatever, or however that goes, and you get to go into your plays from there. And then for the next one we play is triple Hieratic Dragon of Neptet. So this one looks a lot like the E-set, but this one you can special summon from your hand as long as you tribute a Hieratic monster. And then it has the second effect where if it's tributed, you get to special summon a normal dragon from hand, deck, or graveyard. So, like I said, usually you want to normal this, and you have this or Sue, tribute it, special, you get a tuner from the deck, and then that way you can go into Needle Fiber really easily, or you can go into Romulus really easily, depending if you have more extenders in hand. But yeah, so 3 of those. We also play triple Tefnuit. Now at times I do want this card. Sometimes if your opponent doesn't let you go first, then Tefnuit's really good because you get that extra. You can summon them for free, and then you just summon with Sue and all that after that, and then you still haven't used your normal summon yet. So that's why you still play the 3 Tefnuit, but there are those times where sometimes you don't want to draw it, especially like if you already used it once and you draw it again later. So you can cut it down to 2 if you'd like. It just depends how you feel about this card. Like I said, there are those times where you don't want to see in your hand, but there are those times, like especially if you're going second, definitely is just a really good card just to start off. Kind of like your, I want to compare it to Prankertops, but it's kind of like that extra monster on board that you can summon really easily to start off all your plays. And also it's a level 6, so it just goes in tandem with the Zulkin play and all that. So 3 of him, and then 3, probably the one you want the most in your hand, you want to start off in your hand, is the Hieratic Dragon of Sue. This one just goes really well because usually if you do tribute off your E-set or Neptet, whatever it is, or Tefnuit, you're going to usually probably, like, after you get all your, like, Synchro plays, or, like, your Link plays and everything, after you do everything out with Romulus and start yugioh, can summon this, and then have the level 6 Labradite, and then you can go into Zulkin, so you have a spell to set. So yeah, but Sue's just a really good one. And this one he can pop the spell and trap too, as long as you from your hand or field, target 1 spell and trap your opponent controls struggle. So you can destroy that, or you can destroy spell and trap with Sue, and Neptet destroys monsters. And yeah, just Sue, like I said, Sue's the one you're gonna want to go into for the Zulkin play, because you need the levels to match. So Sue would be the best one to summon. And then for the new card we play, I mentioned this in the Gaia deck, But Artillery Catapultor, you can play this in anything that revolves around level 5s. So obviously you use this, you can summon like the Cursed Dragon in your guy in the Gaia deck profile I did before. But in this deck it helps out because let's say you don't draw your E set, or yeah, even if you don't draw your E set, you can always summon him. You know, your normal summon. You tribute him, you summon one level 5 from the deck, and you can either summon E set or you can summon Neptet, whatever like let's say whatever you want basically. But either or, just getting that monster on board, as long as you have either Neptet or Su in hand, you can then tribute it off and you just go from there. So the line of play is like, you want to, I don't want to say keep it the same, but it follows the same line of play. It just the different cards facilitate that. So that's why we play the triple Catapultor, because it's like another E set and or Neptet. So that's why we play triple. And then for the vanilla tuners, play one Flameville, one Galaxy Serpent, and one Labradite. So we do have like we do play like the River Bust and Collapse Serpent. So Galaxy Serpent is good because you can go to Charge War, you get an extra draw, and if you're able to summon him out with like the World Child's Guard Dragon or whatever, you can go into Crystal Wing really easily. Labradite usually used for, you can use it for either rank 6 plays to summon a tomb, or you use it for the Zulkin play. So that's why I play that. And then Guard is just good because let's say if you don't get anything else, you can always use Guard and like one of the level 6 Hieratic Dragons. And you can go into level 7 like Clear Wing. So that's really why you play it. Or let's say you do have a level 7 out there, and like you don't need it anymore, you could always bring him out and you can go into level 8 really easily, whether it be a Stardust or Crystal Wing, or Savage Dragon if really need be. But yeah, so I think these are just the best ones to use just because their levels go well with the levels of all the other monsters that we use in the deck. And they're also cards of consonance targets, so that doesn't prelude to something that I don't know what will. For the next card I play is triple Crusadia Draco. So like I said, also this card is kind of like Tefnuit too. You want to see it as much as possible because it is an extender to get out your like LP and Pisty, or just against a Romulus or Needle Fiber. And like I said, you want 3 to see it as much as possible, but there are those times where once you already use its effect, you kind of can't use its effect again. So one suggestion is, if let's say you don't want to play like 2, if you want to play 3 Draco, you can always play 2 Draco and maybe like Arborea. She's really good because she's a level 3 tuner, and that can go well with any level 5 or level 4. It's going to a 7 or 8 really easily. So it just depends. Like I said, if you don't want to play 3, I still like playing 3 just because you do want to see it's a level 4 and like it summons itself. But if you don't want to play 3, you could always cut one out. You could put like Arborea, and like I said, it's just another tuner as well. So we have 3 of those. Now we go into like the one-ofs. So one Collapse Ripper, one River Buster is broken. Nothing much else to say about those guys. One Guard Dragon, World Child's Guard Dragon. This one is just really good because once you get in the grave, as long as you have your whatever Link monster out, you could banish it and you summon one of your vanilla tuners to a Link monster at point 2. So that way you can, like I say, you just kind of synchro up into either Crystal Wing or Clear Wing, whatever you need. So that's why I play the one of. And then also, if it is in your hand, you could always use this effect. If like they say you want to stop your Link monster, like it targets it, you can always use it from hand to protect it. So that's a cool thing, I guess. That's another thing that maybe people forget about that card. The next one of is Tempest, because Tempest, it's usually a light deck. But let's say if you really want to search out your World Child's Guard Dragon for whatever reason, or your Draco, or you really need your Draco, you can use Tempest effect to add it. Or usually we use it as either a beat stick or let's say a easy level 7, because then you can like summon out like Flame Guard and go into an 8 really easily. Yeah, that's why I really use Tempest, and Tempest is just really good generic dragon. One red MD. It sucks that now this card got hit. Not hit, but it got eroded, so now everything is a hard once per turn. So now we can't double Saryuja in this deck like we used to back the last time I made this deck profile. But you still want to have it in the deck because it still facilitates at least one Saryuja play. or 1-star yugioh. And who doesn't like to draw 3 cards? For the rockets, for the last monster in the deck, we play rockets. So we played 1 Synchro, 1 Tracer. I did used to have Router in the last deck profile, but what sucks is that Quick Launch can't summon it. So I decided to cut it out. And also sometimes you don't want to draw it because, like, yes, you can add one of these guys from the deck, but I'd rather summon these guys out from the deck with Quick Launch, and then Quick Launch will also cut it down to 2 instead of 3. So yeah, I just kept these just because they're tuners. Rocket Synchron can be a card that constant target as well. And then Tracer is just more for, like, if you need to extend to either a Guard Dragon play or something. So these are the last rocket we still play, just because you can summon them out with Quick Launch. Now we go on to the spells. Only the rest are just spells. So we play triple Hieratic Seal of Convocation. So this searches any Hieratic monster. And yeah, just all I'm gonna say. Just searches out any Hieratic you need. For the next card, I played triple Dragon Ravine. Now this might seem a little overkill for Dragon Ravine to be at 3, especially because you can just summon Romulus and you can search it out from the deck. But you sometimes, if let's say you don't want to go into Romulus and you already have this card in hand, this card helps dumping whatever dragon you need into the grave. So that's why we play it at 3, because there are those times you do want to see it. And like I said, depending what you play, usually you may not play this at all, or like for me, I like playing at 3 because I do want to see it, because I want to dump whatever dragon I need in the grave. And usually with that card, I would dump like a Welch's Guard Dragon just to get that. Especially once I know I'm able to go into a Guard Dragon or into a full Guard Dragon combo. Having Dragon Ravine is good because you can dump the Welch's Guard Dragon. For the next 3 of we play is triple World Legacy Guard Dragon. Sometimes I see people, and even the Dragon Links deck, they play either 2 of this. I still like playing 3 just because we do still play. I mean, we play a good amount of like high level dragons, but you need this to like I said, to extend. And also you got a way to summon back your tuners, because your tuners are going to be what you need to go into your big, you know, your big boy monsters. So that's why I played 3. And yeah, there's nothing more to say about that card. And then when we go into the 2 ofs, we have 2 Quick Launch. So it does suck that I do have to play this at 2 now, but I kind of have to, just because there are those times where like maybe you'll cycle through, like when you do start yugioh, you'll cycle through and like you'll draw like the Router, or you'll draw like a Tracer, and sometimes you don't want to draw those cards. You'd rather just draw the Quick Launch and then just summon out for free from the deck. So that's why I just cut it down to 2, just because we only have 2 targets in the deck. And usually you'll have like 1 in hand. That's just my luck sometimes. So that's why I just cut it down to 2. The last 2 we play is double cards and constants, because we do have a lot of tuners, or a fair amount of tuners in the deck. And they're all 1,000. Most of them are 1,000 or less, except Rocket Tracer. Yeah, I mean, if sometimes, like let's say, like I said, Rocket Synchron or one of your vanilla tuners, if they're in your hand, you don't need it, so you might as well draw 2 from the deck for free. Especially because with the Hieratics, you can summon from hand, deck, or graveyard, so it doesn't really matter where you summon it from. Ideally, you want to summon it from the deck, but let's say if the one you want to summon from deck is already in the graveyard because of this card, you know, why not draw 2, and then once you do your Hieratic plays, you can then just summon out from the graveyard anyway. Now for the 1-ofs, we play 1 for 1 because 1 for 1 is good in this deck. We may not have too many level 1s, but like if you want to summon your Flame Volguard or your Rocket Synchron, usually you're gonna want to summon that just because I say you need it for either your Romulus, because you need 2 Dragon or Wing Beast, or for Haku Fibrax, so you can, because you need that tuner to summon it. 1 Monster Reborn, because Monster Reborn extends, and World Legacy Succession as well, because firstly you're going to be summoning a lot of links, and if you can draw this, you can bring back whatever you need. Like say we have Haku Fibrax or Romulus out here, or yugioh even. It's just good to have to summon the stuff back from the graveyard. Now we go on to the extra deck, guys. So for the extra deck, we're gonna play the obvious: 1 Pisty, 1 LP. LP should get hit on the ban list. I'm surprised this card still has dodged it this many times. But hey, if it's still here, we're still gonna play it. So that's that. And then we have one Hieratic Seal, Heavenly Spheres. Obviously, because once you get into your like maybe two big synchros like Crystal Wing and like Overload, Savage Dragon, you could always end with those two and like this, so you have at least 3 interruptions. And yeah, Hieratic Seal is just a good card for any dragon-based deck. And then we play one Protector Whelp. So the only reason why we play Protector Whelp is because like if you into the, let's say you have Pisty out, you want to summon this because it's a dragon, so you can get it out. But then that way you take away the restriction of only summoning dragons from the Pisty or LP. So that's why we play this, just because it's something to go into, and then afterwards you can go into whatever you need to, or you can use this to then go into Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. So that's why we play this. For the next thing too is obviously we're gonna play Romulus because it searches out Dragon's Ravine, and if you really can, or if you really need to, you can use effect to summon out, like let's say some Hieratic from your hand, and then you get to then you like say you summon like maybe a level 6 or level 5, and then if you're able to summon out like one of your vanilla tuners, you can then go into easy synchro. Maybe I have a ruling question for anybody who can answer this for me. Romulus says that monster, if it's whatever is summoned, it says, but for the rest of its turns, its effects, if any, are negated, and it cannot be used as link material. So my question to you guys is, if I were to summon, let's say, a Hieratic Dragon of Su from my hand, if I were to then tribute it, let's say I summon Romulus and I summon the Su with its effect, if I tribute the Su for, let's say, a Nepthet, do I get to summon a vanilla with Su's effect? If anybody knows that answer, please let me know down in the comments below. That is my one question to you guys, if that made any sense. But yeah, if anybody can answer that question, please comment down below. But Romulus, like I said, is just a good card and good generic card. Will it ever get hit in the ban list? I don't think so, but it is a really good card. One Halki Firebrax, because Halki Firebrax, and that card should get hit as well. One Saryuja, because like I said, there's Saryuja's shenanigans we can do. And then one Boral Sword, so if all else fails, Boral Sword is there to, guide you to victory if need be. And then we go on to the one next season deck. So we play one Attune because we can make rank 6 pretty easily in this deck, and it summons out one dragon from the deck, so why not? And then now we go on to the Synchros. So obviously we play one Ultima Yozouken, as I usually gonna go with Labradite and like Su or Tefnuid, if that were to happen, and you summon a free Crystal Wing from the deck, and afterwards you can just use it as link material. But yeah, Yozouken's really good. And then for the regular Synchros, we play one Charge Warrior because you can make level 6 pretty easily in this deck, because with any level 4 and like Galaxy Serpent, or even let's say Nepthet and Flame Ball Guard. But yeah, Charge Warrior is good just because you get to draw a card, and then if like say usually you're gonna have your Royal Chalice Guard Dragon in the graveyard, you banish it, you summon like Galaxy Serpent onto the zone that Link Monster points to, and then you go into Crystal Wing or Savage Dragon at that point, depending if you already use Zulkin or not. So yeah, Charge Warrior, free draw. And then for the level 7s we play one Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Yeah, this card is just really good, and you just need a good level 7 Synchro to go into. And then for the last 3, we play one Stardust, one Savage, and one Crystal Wing. Now you can play a second Savage if you like, but this is just more for nostalgia purposes for me. That's why I still play the one Stardust. And then sometimes you just kind of need that generic level 8 to summon, because Savage, I think it's a hard one. It's a once per turn effect. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, just more of a nostalgic effect. I remember back in the day you would be able to summon like all 3 of these guys out there, and plus like Hieratic Seal. But now that we can't double start using more because of Red MD's effect, it's okay, guys. It's okay. But anyways, Crystal Wing, like we know what it does. Negates monster effects, so it's gonna be one of the go-to ones you summon off of Zulkin. Savage, because you're gonna go into a bunch of links after your whole play, so then you get to equip something to it. And if you can, you can guest our YuGiBOOM onto it. And in Stardust, sometimes, like I said, it's just more of the generic, that it's a generic synchro to go into, so that's why we play it in the main. But that is it for the deck profile, you guys. Let me know down in the comments how you like to play your Hieratic Dragon deck. Before the making of this video, I did have it as a 60 card version where we added some of the like usual cards that you play in like a regular Dragon Link deck, but I didn't really like that version because it was kind of hard to draw what you needed, so I cut all that stuff out, and this is kind of what I come up with. But if maybe there are some other suggestions out there from you guys, please let us know down in the comment section down below, or notify us on our social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the Hieratic Dragon deck profile. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.